Hello, I am Matthew Pelago, and this episode of Compilation of Classic TV footage focuses on game shows and game show segments.
Now then, here's a lady I owe some apologies to, don't I? I read this poor lady's card, and I never got anything right. Now, you tell me your name so we get that right.
Roseanne Burns.
Roseanne Burns. Now, that's written plainly there. Where do you make your home, Miss Burns?
Pacoima.
Pacoima. Now, what was the first thing you had on your card that you wanted?
A gurney. A hospital gurney.
A hospital gurney, but there was just the word gurney there, and so I said to her, what do you want of a Guernsey? I thought she wanted a Guernsey cow, and that put you back a few years, didn't it?
I was born on the farm.
You were born on the farm, and what you don't want is a Guernsey right now.
Definitely.
Fine. You want a gurney and a transistor radio.
For my son.
Now, tell me what the gurney is for sure.
The boy had polio 4 years ago.
I see.
And he had 2 operations on his spine last November.
Boy. Gee.
They corrected a curvature.
Fine.
And he's been home since December.
Good.
In a full cast.
I
He
see.
isn't allowed to leave his bed.
Uh-huh.
I can't be sat up.
I see.
If we had a gurney, I could take him out to get some air. He hasn't been out of the house except for return visits to the hospital once a month.
Oh, is that the thing you kind of roll them over on, and away they go?
He could roll right off of his bed onto this cart.
Ah.
Because my husband has had 2 heart attacks, he's not supposed to lift.
See, this is not your season, Mrs. Burns.
It hasn't been for a while.
I know, and thank you for coming to the show and educate me to the point of now I know what a gurney is. I know what a transistor radio is, and I have a small hunch that's for your boy.
Yes, because school season, he doesn't have many friends coming in,
Yeah.
and he's alone with me all the time. This would give him something to do.
Sure, he could tune in and listen to stuff going on all over the country. Well, I think that's a great wish. May I ask how old your boy is?
He's going to be 15 in July.
Oh, dear, he's a teenager, and he needs a lot of kind of extra boost right now.
He sure does.
Do you have other children?
I have 2 others.
How are they doing?
Fine.
Good. Then they got a swell mother, and I'm sorry Mr. Burns has to take it a little slow. What's he do when he's able to work, Miss Burns? Carpet salesman. He can't stoop down and stand up too much doing that, can you?
Can't lift.
No. Oh, is that so?
He's not allowed to lift.
All right. Well, now we'll do that. We'll get you a gurney. We'll get you a transistor radio. How would you like one of those with the shortwave band, you mean, that you hear? I guess you can get to Japan and all that stuff.
Oh, he'd love it.
Wouldn't that be...
It certainly would be a lifesaver for him.
Well, sure. And
For me, too.
yeah. Well, you could sit in there and tune in and hear what's going on the other side of the world. Mrs. Burns, you told a wonderful story and told it well. If you're a queen, you get them. And that's all there is of that. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Burns. Lots of good luck. Lots of luck. And tough luck there.
We have gifts for each of the 5 ladies seated at our candidates' table again today. They'll each receive a useful steam and dry iron from Hoover. The stainless steel makes it light in weight. The large safety set dial is easy to read and set, and it's been designed for either right or left-handed use. Each of the royal ladies today will have a gift of Arpège perfume by Lanvin. It's the elegant fragrance of Paris worn by fashionable women everywhere. Another gift that's to be presented to every candidate today is this brilliant color-matched assortment of Plastex kitchen accessories. Included in the selection is a large wastebasket and ice bucket, cutlery tray, and mixing bowl set. And each item is guaranteed unbreakable.
All right, Hank and Harold. Hank, I'm going to turn your studio off the air. Once again, it's at $2,000 a point. Your $116,000 is at stake, and I'll get back to you in a moment. Harold, I think you know the object. You have to get to 21 as fast as you possibly can by answering questions graded from 1 to 11. The 11s and 10s and 9s are the more seriously hard. The 1s, 2s, and 3s are a little easier. And here is the first category. Novels. Novels. How many points do you want from 1 to 11? You grade yourself.
I'll shoot the works on this one. I'll try 11.
You go all the way. The most difficult question, 11 points. All right, Harold, we know you read a lot, and you're taking a chance on this one. Here you are for 11 points. Tell us the names of the characters referred to in the following novels. First, The Last of the Mohegans by James Fenimore Cooper. Second, The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. Third, The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Fourth, The Pathfinder by James Fenimore Cooper. That is a question for 11 points. Shall we start at the beginning, Harold?
Yes, please.
All right. First, The Last of the Mohegans by James Fenimore Cooper.
The hero in The Last of the Mohegans was the Indian, and his name was Uncas.
Then your answer is?
Uncas.
Uncas is right. You've got the first part. Incidentally, I would have accepted Chingachgook, his father, who also might have been considered by some to be the last of the Mohegans. Second, The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo.
The Hunchback was the bell ringer in the book, and his name was. It sounds more Japanese than it does French, but I believe it's Quasimodo.
You're right. You've got 2 of them. 2 to go. Third, The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas.
The Count is he's a fellow who had all the trials and tribulations, and he's quite a swashbuckler after a while, and his name was Edmond Dante.
Dante is right. You've got 3. You have 1 to go for a full 11 points. The Pathfinder by James Fenimore Cooper.
He was the hero in most of the series there. The leather stocking tales, and sometimes called Hawkeye, but his real name was Natty Bumppo.
You're right for a full 11 points. We'll get back to you in just a moment, Harold. Hank Bloomgarden, $116,000 at stake at $2,000 a point. The category is novels. How many points do you want from 1 to 11? Grade yourself.
I'll try for 10, please.
10 points, one of our more difficult questions. Name the authors of the following novels of prophecy and pseudo-scientific fantasy. First, The Time Machine, published in 1895. Second, From Earth to the Moon, published in 1865. Third, Looking Backward, published in 1888. First, The Time Machine.
The Time Machine was written by H.G. Wells.
Correct. Second, From Earth to the Moon.
Did you say the year in which that was written?
1865.
It must have been Jules Verne. Jules Verne.
Jules Verne is correct. You've got 2 of them, 1 to go for 10 points. Looking Backward, published in 1888.
Looking backward. It was about the man who was mesmerized for over 100 years. Edward Bellamy.
You're right for a full 10 points. I'll get back to you in a moment, Hank.
All right, Reverend Davis, we're going to start out now to try to strike it rich for how many families?
20 families.
20 families, to help them first. All right, now give me the bird as the first category. How much are we going to put on this? You have 30.
Oh, 25.
25. Now, this American songbird is known for his bright red feathers marked with black. These birds usually stay throughout the winter, and their red plumage seems doubly bright in white snow. The name begins with C and ends with L, and it's a beautiful call they make.
Oh, yes, that's the cardinal.
Cardinal, right. All right, now, music. How much on music?
Let's see. I got
You have 55.
55. Make it 50.
Make it 50. Here's a love song that's been around for many years. You listen and name this one. When the lights are low. You remember that one?
Love's Old Sweet Song.
Love's Old Sweet Song. That's a beautiful old song. Now, be continental. This is geography. How much on this? We have $105.
100.
$100?
$100.
Now, you be continental and tell us on what continent you'd find Burma.
Oh, Asia.
Asia is correct. Now we have 205. Show business comes next. Show business. You've spent your time in other pursuits than going to the theater, but how much do you want to put on this?
Well, let's see. Let me try. I've got to get something for these people.
Well, how much?
200.
All right, $200. Now, one of the most famous first ladies of the theater has reaped success behind the footlights in such plays as Victoria Regina and The Wisteria Tree. She's married to a prominent playwright. Now, give us her name.
You mean her stage name? That
Yes.
is the regular name she goes by. You know, she's almost a neighbor of ours.
Well, I guess
Helen
you're right.
Hayes.
Helen Hayes is right. That's right. Well, here we are with $405. That's good going. Hotline.
Reverend Davis, a young man came out of our audience and came backstage a few minutes ago who has some wonderful news for you. He is joining you on stage right now.
Hello. Sergeant? Sergeant who?
I'm Sergeant Puckett from...
Sergeant Puckett?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Company C of the 24th Signal Battalion, Fort
Yes.
Dayton, Massachusetts.
Reverend Davis?
Oh, yes,
Sergeant
I
Puckett.
know
What
so.
brings you out here, Sergeant?
Sir, I have a check here for $232 that the officers and men of C Company 24th Signal Battalion would like to present you in behalf
Of these people? Where did you get that money?
This money was collected in a voluntary collection day before yesterday.
To go to sufferers? Of
Yes, sir. To go to the needy people.
And you want the Reverend Davis to have that? Well, that's mighty fine. Yeah, well, thank you very much, Sergeant. Say, I want to tell you about Sunday night Colgate Variety Hour. Don't forget the Private War of Major Benson, Charlton Heston, Tim Hovey. The wonderful, lovable young star is going to be on it. Bergen McCarthy, Hollywood's tiny stars of tomorrow. There's a special film scenes of Shirley Temple, Jackie Cooper, and who else? Oh, Mitzi Green, and one of their wonderful old pictures this Sunday night on the Colgate Variety Hour. And I want to remind you, if you, of course, we've asked you about the Red Cross, to contribute to the Red Cross, of course, that needs to be done. But if you would like to help Reverend Davis and the 20 families who sustained such terrible losses there, remember there is a Camp Davis Disaster Fund, Post Office Box 88, Westwood, New Jersey. Post Office Box 88, Westwood, New Jersey. And until we see you again, I just want all of you to strike it rich out there, everyone.
Henry Morgan, and that's the bet. You all set to play the game, panel? I don't know why I go on asking you that year after year, but I'd like to be nice. May we have our first contestant then, please? Jump right in there, partner, and would you tell us your name, please, and where you're from?
My name is Milton Barrett. I come from New York.
Milton Barrett. Panel, from New York City. Milton, how old are you?
11.
Now, if you'll whisper to me, we'll show the audience just what your secret is. The clue to Milton Barrett's secret, panel, concerns something he does, and we'll start the game with Bill Cullen.
Milton, this thing you do, does it entertain people?
Yes.
Do you do it in public before a group of people?
Yes.
Is it musical in any sense of the word? No.
Yes.
Well, there is a peripheral tangential connection. I've been talking to John Daly, folks. I want you to know.
Would you put that back in my terms? I want another show. Do you sing at all, Milton?
No.
Do you dance at all?
Yes.
Let me clarify that musical thing, Bill. There is a little music sometimes going on, but it's not really vitally important to the secret.
Oh, I see. But you do this in front of people and entertain them, Milton. Is that correct?
Yes.
$20 down, 60 to go. Bess?
Milton, are you now in a show?
Right now?
Yes.
No.
I don't know.
This minute?
Now, wait a moment.
That's his way of saying you call this a show?
No, Milton, I don't mean right this moment, but I mean in the evenings, for example. Do you perform?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not strictly a show, but it's kind of a performance.
Well, I just wanted to know if perhaps you were starring on Broadway in some kind of play.
No.
No. Do you do this at school?
No.
You do this after hours?
Yes.
And do you get paid when you do this?
Yes and no.
Do you do this with other young people?
Yes.
Did you have
$40 down. Henry Morgan?
Milton, are you going to do it with other people tonight?
Yes.
Should I spend more time on the other people, or just find out what it is?
Just find out what it is.
And don't take too darn long about it either. How do you like that?
Would I care how many others there are, Milton?
There's 5 more.
I don't really care. What you do, is it in any way like acrobatics?
Yes.
There's an acrobatic aspect, but that might mislead you. We'd better say no, I think.
How come everything here is tangential and referential? Milton, are they all boys?
Yes.
Are they all about your age?
No.
Depends on what you mean by about, Henry. I'd say, loosely speaking, they're all around his age, yes. Okay, $60 down, Betsy.
Milton, does this have to do with sports at all?
Yes.
You're a little sneak. I saw you sneak in your sneakers. That's why I asked that. Does it have to do with basketball?
Yes.
Does it have to do with maybe the Globetrotters? Not really. Are you a small version, a kind of a mini version of the Globetrotters?
Very good for you.
Milton Barrett is indeed quite a remarkable young man. For 3 years now, in other words, since he was 8 years old, he has spent most of his after-school hours traveling with a group of young men giving exhibitions of their skills as professional basketball players. Milton, would you tell us the name of this team you play with?
The name of the team is the Edgies Whiz-Kids.
And what does Edgies mean?
It's a building called the Education and Lounge, but we call it the Edgies for short.
That's right.
It's the exciting new Westinghouse 13.2 cubic foot refrigerator. The shelves you use most often are up here, so you needn't stoop. And below is a giant food freezer that holds 83 pounds of food. And this beautiful Westinghouse comes in 50 different color combinations. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Price. You have just won a Beat the Clock jackpot prize worth more than $500.
Congratulations to you. Take your home, give all your credit my best. God bless you both. Bye. All right, let's see whom we have now. Vern Bennett, who are our next contestants?
Well, Bud, here to try and beat our clock are Mr. and Mrs. Bud McDonald of Paramus, New Jersey.
And a welcome to the McDonald's. How are you? Bud, how are you? This is going to get kind of double talky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you, Bud, me, Bud. Going to get real mixed up. What do you do, Bud?
Fly an airplane. I'm an executive pilot.
Executive pilot? With whom?
Atlantic Aviation, Teterboro, New Jersey.
In Teterboro. You fly down to Atlantic City and places like that?
Oh, fly all over the country.
All over the country? How long have you been with them?
Oh, about 3 years.
How many hours do you have up there?
About 8,000 hours.
That's almost enough, isn't it? Where did you meet him, Mrs. McDonald?
I was at a party, and my fiancé introduced me to him.
Your fiancé introduced you to him?
That's right.
You must have been flying real low that night, that's all I gotta say. Well, I'm glad it worked out the way it did. You both are happily married. You have a little 2-month-old daughter.
That's right.
What's her name?
Sharon.
Sharon. Well, I sure hope she's being propped up there watching the show tonight. In any event, we have some things for you to take along with you when you leave us tonight. Not alone the prizes you win, but from Hazel Bishop, a gift package of all their wonderful cosmetics. Once a day cosmetics, we call them, because they are the only cosmetics specially designed to help you beat the clock. And also, you can play Beat the Clock right in your own house when you're entertaining guests, because from Hazel Bishop also a Beat the Clock game. Both of these will be waiting for you backstage before you leave, and I'm sure you'll enjoy them. Now, we'll get into your number one stunt, which is your $100 clock stunt, right away. But first, I'm sure you and all ladies watching will agree that the little item known as your lipstick is by all odds your most important cosmetic.
So girls, be smart. Use only the best. And that, of course, means Hazel Bishop's new, longer-lasting lipstick. The only lipstick I found that stays on beautifully, all around the clock. Here, let me show you a convincing test you can make yourself. Take a Hazel Bishop lipstick, make a mark on your palm like that. Then any other brand, perhaps the one you're using now, and make a mark right across. Now, blot both thoroughly. And then rub across just as hard as I am. Now, you see, your Hazel Bishop lipstick is still bright, but the other, well, as you see, it's practically disappeared. Now, girls, when Hazel Bishop lipstick can stand a test like that on your hand, you can imagine how beautifully its rich, luscious color stays on your lips. Yes, it's no wonder that today Hazel Bishop is by far America's most popular, long-lasting lipstick. And it should be your lipstick.
All of you, right after the show or the first thing tomorrow, if you can, you get your Hazel Bishop longer-lasting no-smear lipstick in your favorite shade. And believe me, I'll guarantee you that with Hazel Bishop, you'll really beat the clock. All right, let's see what we have for you nice people now by way of some fun. Mr. and Mrs. Bud McDonald of Paramus, New Jersey. Suppose you take your jacket off, sir, if you will, and hang it right there on that little hook. That's it. Now, will you both come over here with me, please? Now, here, you stand on this side of me, if you will. Here is a plain, ordinary garden variety girdle. See there? And it's hanging there by two ropes that go up over here, one on this side. If I pull on this, you'll notice this side pulls up, and if I pull on this rope over here, this side pulls up. So what you're going to have to do is to do a little joint work. Would you mind stepping into this girdle, please, sir? Just leave it around. Just leave it around your ankles. Yes, both legs. Just leave it down around your ankles. That's it. Just leave it right there. That's just fine. Okay. Now, what has to happen is this. I'm going to ask you to hold your hands above your head and hang on to this rope up here. Just hang on to that, will you? That's what you must hang on to keep your arms out of the way. Now, when I say go, you will start pulling on this side. And pull good and hard. See, it'll take it. And you, sir, then, keeping your feet on the ground at all times, wriggle and help her work that up. Then, as soon as you feel you've gone as far as you can, run over here and pull on this side, and he'll wriggle some more. Keep going back and forth and pulling until you've wriggled this thing all the way up and over your arms. Take a look at our Hazel Bishop clock. See how many seconds you have. 55 seconds. You understand what you have to do, don't you, Elvis?
I just keep waiting.
Okay. Ready? Go. That's a boy. People wriggle. That's it. That's a boy. I'm telling you, you see, it's all you got to do to make $1 million. That's all. Just, get that wriggle. All right, so congratulations. You got through the $200 clock, and you worked hard, but so did your wife on that one. She's puffing even worse than you are right now. However, we have a little something for her, so you can sort of stand by and relax, and if you'll come over here with me. All right. Now, here we have what you might call a long, thin birthday cake. And these are like birthday candles. And you know the old custom of blowing out one at a time and making a wish for each candle? Many people still do this. So that's all we want you to do, is to just bend down and blow out one candle at a time as you make your wish, you see? And when you've got all 6 candles blown out, we'll stop the clock and you'll beat the clock, okay?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Sounds too easy.
Sounds too easy?
Yeah.
You want it harder? Huh?
No.
No? What's the matter? You still huffing and puffing there from pulling
Gotta
that?
blow them all out.
Yeah, one at a time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at our Hazel Bishop clock and see how many seconds you have. You have 60 full seconds, a whole minute. Okay, you all ready? Oh, no, you're not. She's not ready, is she, girls? No, she's not. I didn't think she was. Now, here is a football helmet, which we're going to place on you. You'll notice there's some rubber tubing coming down from it, over here to a mouthpiece, and from the end of the rubber tubing is a little razor. Will you blow in that, please? There you are. And, of course, the air comes out there. So all you have to do, would you hold that? That's it. And let's try to slip this over that bun, if we can, there in the back of your head. I hope we can make it here. Can we make it? Is that all right? Huh? Kind of high sitting there, but that's that big bun. But that'll do it anyway. All you have to do now is to walk along, you see, and blow in there and aim that, just without touching with your hand. See? And just blow them out. That's all, one at a time. All right. You have 60 seconds by Hazel Bishop. Are you ready? Go. Don't try to watch it. Tip your head forward. That's one. Okay. Lower. 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 Tip your head. Up a little bit. Up a little bit. Down a little bit. Down. That's it. You got the second one. Okay, go on to the next one now. That's the girl. You got that one. Little lower. Little lower. To your right. Down. Down. Down to your left. Toward me. That's 3. All right, 4. You got 2 to go. Down a little. Down a little. That's it. 1 more to go. That's it. not a way I'd advise as a rule. But I hope you had fun doing it. Anyway, kind of silly. You don't really know just where that thing is. No, you can't at all. All right, now you've earned the right to let your husband loaf again. So, sir, if you don't mind standing right over there, I'm going to put your pretty wife up on this platform on the far end. Turn around, face the audience, and a little more, if you will. And don't look back now until I tell you to. And back of you is our jackpot board. Hazel Bishop has placed there another one of our famous sayings or quotations. You got to get them back in order so it spells out the saying correctly in 20 seconds from the time I say go. Please don't turn around until I tell you to, and don't go rather until I say go. Open the curtain. Turn around and take a look. Go. Left over there, and that's all. Whoa, that was too close for comfort. Strike while the iron is hot is what you did, and you did it in just the right time, so I'm sure you're anxious to see what you want. As a matter of fact, so am I. So let's all take a look right over here.
Here is the caloric Ultramatic 40-inch gas range. With frosty blue lighting on the headboard, oven indicator and automatic oven timer, 6 high-speed thermoset burners, Rotorray barbecuer, and harvest-sized oven. These wonderful new features make caloric cooking easier and better. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. McDonald. You, too, have just won a beat-the-clock jackpot prize worth more than $500.
Vern Bennett, who are our next contestants?
By the way, do you have any children?
Yes, I do. I have a boy 10 and a girl 7.
Well, good enough. Let's get started with going on there. We're going to invite you bargain hunters now to bid for the merchandise. We put it up for sale. Go as high as you like. Stop whenever you like. Try to stop before you get to the before you get over the actual retail value, because once you go over, you've had it. If you win the most, you come back tomorrow, as Mary Helen's been doing. As long as you keep on winning the most, you'll keep on coming back and back. So that's it. You all set for some great buys? Okay, we have a turntable up first. Keep your eye on it, and let's see the first item we have today to go up for bids. And here we go. Watch the turntable now. There it comes.
Here's your chance to get off to a melodic start, because coming your way is a distinctive Dumont Hi-Fi phonograph. This unusual Governor Winthrop console design is an authentic adaptation of a slant-top desk. Drop the lid, and there's a 4-speed record changer that supplies up to 5.5 hours of continuous entertainment, plus a convenient record shelf. This mahogany veneered Dumont console also features 4 high-fidelity speakers. Price authority, Allen B. Dumont Laboratories, Incorporated.
Oh, thank you, Carolyn. It is lovely. There it is. You see it. This chicken, I don't think, goes with it. This chicken is just here as a decoration. I think that's a rooster anyway, but it's hardly neither here nor there. Mrs. Petsko is our returning champion. You're going to get a chance to open the bidding. So a real great Dumont Hi-Fi. So you start off on it. How much do you bid as a starting price?
I'll begin with 85, Bill.
85, says Mrs. Petsko, is an opening bid. We go to Mr. Wright, our artist friend.
I'll say 150, Bill.
How much?
150.
150, says Mr. Wright. How about you, Mrs. Elchin?
I'll bid 189.
$189, says Mrs. Elchin. How about Mrs. Brown over there?
Oh, I'll bid 244.
244. We got a lot of nice unround numbers here in this first time through. Back to our champion, Mrs. Petsko.
290, Bill.
290, Mr. Wright.
295.
295, Mrs. Elchin.
379.
379, Mrs. Brown. Now, you either have to stay where you are or go over 379.
I'll stay.
You stay at 244. How about you, Miss Petsko? Top price is 379. You're 290.
I'll freeze, too.
You
Bill.
freeze. Mr. Wright.
I'll freeze, too.
You freeze, and that freezes it. Okay, all the bids are in. We have bids of $290, $295, $379, and $244. And let's take a look here and see what we got. I have here the answer, I can tell you that. Actual retail price, I'll give you one hint. One of our illustrious contestants has hit it right smack on the nose. Now, while you're wondering which one, I'll just tell you the price. $295, it is Mr. Wright over there. Congratulations.
I wanted Wonderful, Bill.
Isn't that great?
It's great.
Do you have a hi-fi in Lynchburg?
No, I do not, and I wanted it very
Well,
much.
boy, you now got one. And I just found out something. This is sort of telling tales out of school, but you should be glad this chicken doesn't go with it. You know why? Because he turned him around and he got one wing clipped off there. He was shot down, I think, over Iwo Jima. But anyway, he's a nice fella, and the best of everything to you. Oh, boy. Congratulations to you, Mr. Wright. You're doing right well. Mr. Wright's first off as a winner. Let's see who comes up and wins second. We got something unusual.
And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery celebrity, for which my friends on the panel are once again blindfolded. Are the blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes, Mr. Daly.
Si, senor. Good. Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please? All right, panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we go to a different form of questioning. You may ask one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And we'll begin it all with Fred Allen.
I assume that this is a lady, John, because of the whistling and the vociferous reaction of the audience.
The assumption is a reasonable one.
Are you in the theatrical business, miss or madam or missus?
I guess so.
Pardon?
You got a yes, I guess so. Miss
Yes,
Francis?
sir?
Mm-hmm.
Have you appeared in pictures?
I'd say so, ma'am.
It's Randolph Churchill back.
Desi Arnaz?
Why didn't you get somebody over here today that I can understand?
I can't understand you, sir.
Oh, I like her. Are you appearing on television? Have you appeared on television besides right now? I mean,
I've been on a few times, yes, sir.
Miss Kilgallen?
Have you appeared in the Broadway theater?
No, I haven't.
One down and 9 to go, Mr. Allen.
You haven't been in the theater? Are you on a television show currently? I mean, a show of your own, a weekly show.
No.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Would you be considered a leading lady?
I don't know.
I would.
John?
Yes, I would think is the answer to that, Miss Arlene. Mr. Arnaz?
well, now let's see. Are you known more for your dramatic roles than anything else? I mean, would you be known more for dramatic than for comedy roles?
I like to think so, sir.
Miss Kilgallen?
What was that? Yes.
Dramatic more than comedy.
Have you made a picture which is planning to be shown, or which they are planning to show at Radio City Music Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Is that all I have to know now is what's coming to the music hall the next?
All you have to know, Fred, actually, is what's coming to the music hall in the next 10 years, and you're in.
I did know, John, but it's escaped my... I pass.
Is the picture that's coming to the music hall Picnic?
That's right. That's what I mean.
What did you
is
say?
Picnic?
Is the picture coming a picnic?
Well, it is
That's
a
right.
picnic. I've seen it previewed, and it's just wonderful. Are you the young lady that plays the lead in Picnic? Kim
Yes.
Novak?
Kim Novak? Well, that's easy. We'll kick it over. Where do you want it to go? Okay, you name it. Now, actually, I must say, Miss Kim, you did a very good job with that English accent. But I'm afraid that the wolf calls and the whistles, which, though we shouldn't at my age talk about these things, are well-deserved, kind of gave things away, and that tipped the panel off. But a very good English accent, I think. Fred?
That pass that I gave John is not good to get in the theater. I mean, when Picnic opens, you can't get in there with that. Have you heard that the American Tobacco Company is going to put a filter on Old Smoky? Have you heard that? Might as well change the subject.
No, we had
Picnic. I saw the play. Miss
Well, the
Novak wasn't in the
picture's
play.
wonderful, and you're charming in it, Miss Novak.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you gave the plug for us, Dorothy.
But you're a blonde now, and you're a redhead in the picture. I've seen a
Yes.
preview, too. What happened?
Well, my hair's been blonde always, except for Picnic. Josh Logan thought it would be more in character of a Kansas girl. So I put on a long red ball. Well, you look beautiful.
Our very good friend, Mr. Holden, is in that picture. That's a wonderful job. We had a lot of fun
Roz
doing
Russell.
a TV show with Bill a couple of years ago when he wound up with a face full of pie and all that stuff. You know?
Oh, I saw that. It was wonderful.
Well, actually, I don't want you to wind up with a face full of pie. We're no plans for that tonight. We want to thank you very much for being our guest, and a prettier one we haven't had in many a moon. Thanks a lot for being with us. Nice to see you.
We have a high school boy for you tonight, Groucho. He's Henry Aaron, and his partner is a very special guest. She's Mrs. Laura Asher. Well, I don't think I'm going to tell you any more about her. I'm going to bring her out here and see how long it takes you to recognize her. So, folks, would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mr. Henry Aaron and Mrs. Laura Asher, eh? Mrs. Asher, I gather there's something about you Fenneman thinks I should know. I've got a pretty good idea already, but I'll give our listeners a chance to guess. Henry, let's talk to you. You're the tallest. How old are you?
Well, I was born in 1936.
36. Let's see. That makes you Pimp and Foopsie, Oxen Oxy, White and Swansea. Don't avoid the issue. How old are you?
I'm going on 18.
You're going on what?
18.
Oh. Well, when you're 18, there's plenty going on. Do you go to school?
Yes, I'm a senior B at Fairfax High School.
Oh, a senior? Somebody out there from CCNY. Well, let's get back to you, Mrs. Asher. And Fenneman didn't fool me. I knew who you are. Weren't you in the movies?
Yes, about 20 years ago.
Well, that's the time I was in it. What are some of the pictures you were in?
Oh, dear, I wonder if I can remember.
Well, name 10.
Well, King of Jazz. I'm talking about old times. That's right. And Finders, Keepers, Cat and the Canary. Oh, dozens of others. I don't remember.
Henry, did you ever see Mrs. Asher in pictures?
Well, if she made pictures 20 years ago, I don't think I could have seen her. I'm only 18.
Well, don't you watch television? Well, you're just as lovely and charming as you were 20 years ago.
Thank you.
When the whole world knew you as Laura LaPlante. Your husband's a big producer at Paramount, isn't he?
Well, I think he'd be very insulted to have you call him big. He's just taken off 25 pounds. He's like leading man now. But he is a producer at Paramount Studios.
Is he tall, your husband?
About 6 feet.
Mm-hmm. Can he hit hard?
Oh, he's never tried it on me.
No, I was referring to me. What picture is your husband producing now?
Well, his last production was Elephant Walk with Elizabeth Taylor and Dana Andrews. It was a picture that was made in Ceylon. They took a whole troop of players over to Ceylon, worked there about 2 months. The scenery is magnificent. I think scenery that most of us have never seen.
I haven't even seen an elephant. And Elizabeth Taylor, does she ride on the top of the elephant? And what do they call that? A howdah? A hoodah? What do they call that?
I don't know.
You're not much of a student, are you? What is your chief interest in school, Henry?
Well, I'm interested in a lot of things at Fairfax High. I guess I'm interested in athletics. I like to watch the sports and, well...
That's pretty tiring, isn't it?
Well, sometimes it gets me down, but the thing that I'm most interested in, I have been trying to help organize a debating team at our school for a couple of years. And
nobody will talk?
The wrong people won't.
Well, what would you like to be when you finish school, if you ever do?
Well, I'd like to go into politics, as a matter of fact.
You want to be a statesman?
I think that would be a better name for it, probably.
Well, there's quite a difference between a politician and a statesman.
Yes, there is.
A politician gets elected and a statesman gets defeated. I mean, what do you want to be?
Well,
alderman?
I'm very interested in being in the Congress because I feel that there's a real opportunity to do things, and there are certainly things that can be done.
Oh, come now. Why, those boys are perfect.
Well,
You know they're only stuck with 200 million pounds of butter?
Is that all?
That was one of their big schemes a couple of years ago. They have others, too. They have wheat in a battleship off the coast of Seattle. All I know is what I read in the paper. Gosh, gee whiz. I wish I could continue this conversation, but the time has come to play You Bet Your Life.
In the race for the $2,500, the first couple won $27.50, and the secret word is house.
Now, you both know how to play this game, huh? We
Yes.
play the game?
I would like to say, if I may, Groucho,
Well,
that
you
if
certainly
we're
may,
if we're lucky enough to win something, I'd like to have my share go to the Motion Picture Relief Fund.
Well, that's very nice of you. Unfortunately, this won't influence the quiz any. However, it's a commendable objective, Laura, and I'm proud of you. And I wish you weren't married. Now, let's see how much money you can make. Let's see how much money you can make. You selected geography. And remember, the more the question is worth, the harder it is. Talk it over, and one answer between you. And stall, so I can light my stove.
Good idea.
Okay, we'd like to start with the $100 question.
A $100 question?
Yes.
Why, you're as mad as Freddie March's hair. $100. Okay, what is the capital of Puerto Rico? Talk it over.
Oh, I wish I was home.
I don't.
Go ahead.
San Juan.
San Juan is correct.
Well, you're off to a fine start. Your bankroll is now $200.
Now you have $200. Now what do you want to do?
Well,
The 90?
yeah,
Go on down the
okay,
line. Okay, 90.
90. What country is known as the Pearl of the Antilles? Antilles, I guess. How is your Antilles, by the way? Well, it's A-N-T-I-L-L-E-S.
As the Pearl of the Antilles, we think it's Cuba.
By Jove, it is Cuba.
You now have $290.
This is pearls before swine. And I'm the pig that... No, wait a minute. Now what do you want?
You want to try the $80?
You can quit, you know.
Yeah.
You don't have to proceed.
Oh, no, I have a good partner. We're not going to quit.
We'll try the $80 question.
$80. The Suez Canal connects the Mediterranean Sea with what other sea? Talk it over.
The Mediterranean, I believe, is the Pacific.
I'm depending on you,
The
dear. I
Pacific
can't
Ocean.
think.
Caribbean.
Audience?
Caribbean.
It's the Red Sea.
Oh! I was thinking of the Panama Canal.
That's a shame.
How often do you think of the Panama Canal?
Well, you lost half your bankroll. You still have $145.
We'll try for the $70 question.
All right, what is the name of the storm-tossed southernmost tip of South America?
Tierra del Fuego.
I hope it was right.
Well, I've got Cape Horn here, but apparently you know more about it than I do. And also the boys in the back here, who conceive these questions. That's good enough for me.
And you wind up with a bankroll of $215.
Big hit. Well, thanks and good luck to the Soda Plymouth dealers.
Thank you, Groucho.
Miss Stever, as you can tell by our audience, we're delighted to have you with us on 20 Questions
Thank you very
tonight.
much. I'm very happy to be back again.
We don't quite so often have such a combination of beauty and brains as you represent on the panel tonight, Miss Stever.
Thank you very much, Mr. Slater. You
And with 2/3 of the front row filled with beautiful women, you boys will have to keep humping to hold your own.
Yeah.
What Eleanor Stever, you're going to be singing next at the Metropolitan?
Oh, my next performance will be Manon, Massenet's Manon.
Now, how about that Tutti Frutti?
I beg your pardon. Now, you're quite right. Così fan tutte. You see, I've already gone beyond Così fan tutte, although that is coming up on Monday night.
What's Così fan tutte mean?
Well, the translation is all women do it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's it, I think.
That's quite an offer, isn't it?
You see, you learn something every day. I didn't know that.
Let's get in here on our first
This should be
subject.
an answer for the.
Yes.
This should be for the quiz program.
That should be a question I perhaps wouldn't ask again, Miss Thieber.
I heard another translation of it. What difference does it make?
That might be.
I heard another translation.
Well, hold your translations, boys. Let's play a little bit
Don't
of
take
20
the soap
questions,
out of the
shall we?
bathroom.
We have a subject here to begin with tonight that was sent in by Augusta Holmes of Astoria, Oregon. She's going to receive a beautiful genuine leather jewel case because we're using her subject, and it'll be filled for that man in her life with a complete line of men products for men. This subject, the starter of the evening, is vegetable.
This is the Men in Mystery voice, off stage in a soundproof room. Tonight's first subject is found in the Bible. It's the bread you cast upon the waters.
All right, they know at home. Now let the studio audience here see what the subject is. And you all see if you can get it, you five, who are the only ones who don't know what it is. See if you can get it in 20 questions. Herb?
Is this an edible vegetable? Or like Tutti Frutti?
Well, ask one question, Herb.
Well, is it edible?
The subject is edible. That'll do for that. John?
Is it a garden vegetable?
That you're after?
Yes.
No. Van?
Is it a fruit?
No. Florence?
Has this been cooked?
Yes. Got another question, Florence?
Is it any kind of grain?
Yes.
Is it cereal?
That you're after?
Well, I mean, is it used as a cereal when we eat
No.
it?
Cereal, you know, something that runs every week.
I know a lot of friends run every week and never get anywhere. Johnny McPhee?
Does this type of thing come from a bakery?
Yes. Johnny?
Well, is it ordinary bread?
Yes. Van?
Is it fictional?
I would say yes. Florence?
Is it biblical?
Yes.
Cast your bread upon the waters and it shall return?
Let's get going on our next subject. They look hot again tonight, friends, but I have the wherewithal with which to slow them down. You can count on me to stump them, I hope. This next subject was sent by Miss Lorraine Sutter, who lives in Hawthorne, New Jersey. And Miss Sutter, we're sending to you a beautiful genuine leather jewel case. And for the man in your life, you'll find it filled with a complete line of men products for men, including men spray deodorant for men. That's the spray deodorant that contains Permatec to really check odor and perspiration. Now, this subject, our second of the evening, is mineral and vegetable.
This is a subject way out in the Pacific Ocean, the Sandwich Islands.
All right, they've been told at home. Unveil it to the studio audience. Bit of a stir because I think we're going to have a fight on this one. Van?
Is this manufactured?
No. Florence?
Can it be located geographically?
Yes.
Is it in the United States?
No. Herb?
Well, is it in the Western Hemisphere at all?
Yes. John?
Is it in North America?
No. Eleanor Stieber?
Is it a defense product?
No, it's not a defense
I mean, is
project.
it used in the process of war making, that sort of thing?
Well, not as a regular thing, Miss Stieber. I'm trying to answer your question and keep away from giving you any information. Florence?
Is it in South America?
No. No. Herb?
Well, is it in any part of England?
No. No. Johnny?
Usually say
Is it in the British Isles?
No. Florence?
Is it on an island?
The subject on an island?
Is it
Partly.
partly?
Charge.
Is it a group of islands?
A group of islands. That's 11 questions. Who has the next one? Miss Stieber is sneaking a hand up here.
Is it in the Pacific?
Yes. Keep going, Miss Stieber.
Is it by any chance the Hawaiian Islands?
That's not quite the name by which I would like to have the Hawaiian Islands
Keep
called.
going, but take me along.
Yeah. Well, let's see what Florence has in her
No,
mind.
I want to ask that. Now, let me think.
Well, now, just a minute.
Where are you going?
Did we establish there that what we're after is the Hawaiian Islands under a different name?
That's what I said. Florence?
Would it be the South Sea Islands?
No. Johnny? Let's see where we stand. You've used 14. You've got 6 to go.
I don't understand. Do you want the Hawaiian Islands named or part of it or whatever?
I want the Hawaiian Islands, but I want them by a name other than the Hawaiian
You
Islands.
want them in a grass skirt, Johnny.
Yeah, that's not a bad twist, Herb. Miss Stieber?
Does the word Polynesian have something to do with it?
No. 15 questions, 5 left. Van?
Do you want a geographic name as distinguished from a popular name?
Yeah.
You want an actual geographic name?
This is has been a geographical name for the Hawaiian Islands, and it's
yes.
not unpopular either as far as that goes.
Yeah.
And you all have 4 questions left. And you're certainly hanging now on tenterhooks.
We're hanging,
got his head in his hands.
Looks like we missed a boat here. We're getting in steeper and steeper.
I sure would love to be back in the Hawaiian Islands.
I think we will, yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, you want to give up?
No.
You've got 4 questions you could use, but I don't hear any questions.
I'll ask another question.
Try it.
Is this term commonly used today?
The term involved in the previous name of the islands is commonly used today. You have now but 3 questions left.
Oh.
Anybody want to try them?
Wish I'd have studied geography better.
But it's a geographic name.
Well, it's a name applied to...
I know, but is it a name that you would... what I was asking a while ago, is it a name that you would normally find on a map describing the Hawaiian Islands?
Not now. Miss Stieber?
How many more questions do we have?
2. Johnny?
Is the word south or southern in this thing?
No. You've got 1 left. See, you're sitting on the
It's right on the end of my tongue. I know it.
Yeah, but you can't keep it there.
It isn't on the map now.
Not unless it's an old map. You got 1 question to go.
I forget.
You know, we're
Will you
looking
try
at
it,
an
Miss
old
Stieber?
map right now.
I forget.
Okay, I'm going to have to send out the grand prize to Miss Lorraine Sutter of Hawthorne, New Jersey. She stumped you, and she gets the grand prize, which is the New Columbia Encyclopedia that belongs in everybody's home. In its over 2,000 pages, you'll find the subjects discussed on 20 questions, and you'll find many more subjects. You might have even found the subject by which Miss Sutter stumped our panel, the Sandwich Island.
In favor of the challengers. Now we go on from here. This time, it'll be the home team. Sound off, please, in the challengers' booth. And fellas, the clue is this is a nickname. Ready, set, go.
All right. S-S-M-S-T-N. St. Nick.
You got it. You got it.
Without the S.
Very good. Without the S. You know what St. Nick's was? That's the place in Jersey where in New York, we had the prize fights.
That's right.
When I was a young feller. All right, so they got St. Nick with only 3 letters. All right, sound on. Giselle.
Sounds like trouble.
Yes, they did it in 3. They
dear.
did it with a minimum of 3. The clue for you is this is a nickname. Ready, set, go.
S-T-N. Santa Claus. Santa Claus? No, it's Santa.
Put your letters together now this time, Jerry.
Stinky. No. Santa Claus. Damn it, Sandy. Oh, Santa. St. Nicholas. Saint Nick.
That's it, St. Nick. All right. There you are losing ground now. You know what happened there. It took them 5. It took the home team only 3. They picked up 2 more points on the home team, so the score right now is 6-6. Now we'll see who can break the tie. The challengers, we play with them again. The home team, we have the sound go off in that booth. And Giselle, it's 6-6 now.
Oh, boy.
The clue here, 3 words. Ready, set, go.
B-B-D. Better Business Bureau. Better, no better. Brown, John Brown's body. No. Bye-bye Birdie.
That's it. That's it. Bye-bye Birdie, done in 4. Sound on for the home team. That's all right. Take your time, Dick, if you're not ready. The score is 6-6, Stubby. They just got their word in only 4 letters. That's 1 more than the original 3, okay? The clue for you is it's 3 words. Ready, set, go.
B-R-D. B-R-D. B-R, bared, board, bed, beer, rat, bird, BB road, BB, bumblebee, bluebeard, bye-bye birdie.
That's it. Hey, we got 1. It took you 5. The challenge only took 4. The difference is 1 point. The score right now is 7-6. And I think by this time, our team and everybody needs a breather. We'll pause here for a minute. We'll be right back.